Alright, so here I'm making a video about how to improve as a tower builder overall, and I'm going to go through 6 things that will overall improve your ability to build and make towers in general. So starting off with number 1, gameplay variety. So take this tower for example that I've stopped working on. You'll see, like any tower, there's a lot of gameplay in it. You'll see go up, walk around and jump. Yes, that's normal. But I'm going to have to teach you about one thing known as the 3 jump rule, where if you repeat a jump more than 3 times, it isn't fun. So take this for example. You see this? This is not fun gameplay. So, because it's repetitive, it's boring, it's very simple and could be expanded on a lot. To say, if I take this and make it a wraparound, suddenly it will just have a bit more variety and be overall a tiny bit more fun. With that. And you can apply to that with things like this. See, you jump up normal, then some wraparounds, then you jump onto a frame, wrap around, push this, kind of walk off this ladder, kind of a head hitter, slanted wraparounds, wrap around, some like simple jumps, little elevator thing here, time spinner. You see, this is overall, compared to what you would hope for, there is quite a bit of variety. You'd hope for quite a bit of variety, and that's what's shown here. So thing number 2, consistency. This applies to gameplay and design. So look, you see, this wraparound here would be much easier than a 12-stud jump. You shouldn't like make a 12-stud jump right after a 1-stud wraparound. You want the difficulty to be consistent, so the player doesn't feel like they were unfairly taken out of their progress. It will 1, improve your ability to be good at building, just like what this tutorial was for. I have no idea why I had to specify that. And 2, people will enjoy the tower a lot more. A good way to tell if a tower feels inconsistent, I learned this from one kid, person who made Almost Anger, like one of the 3 people who made Almost Anger, that if you want to know if your gameplay is consistent, is to play through the tower legitimately with no clip and no healing. And on the second part of consistency, you want design. So you might notice throughout this tower, there's a lot of universal and smooth plastic, as you can see below here and over here. You will, if you want to have a good design, you want the design quality and style to be consistent along with the gameplay. This will 1, stop the sudden change feeling out of place or weird, and along with that will likely improve your design score, allowing your tower to have a higher chance to pass. 3. Design. First you need to find out what your actual design that you want to go for is. So as I said, this tower is pretty smooth plastically. Along with that, it's usually pretty blocky. There's very little shape variety besides from the few cases like this. And along with that, sometimes, in order to increase the quality of design and sometimes even gameplay, to add some rotation to your gameplay, it will make the jumps a tiny bit more varied, which will make a massive difference, and 2, make the tower look overall a lot more well made and just look better in general. I'll go to number 5 then number 4. Number 5, creativity. So if you want your tower to score well, you also have to use some creative mechanics. One thing that I find is very useful for creative mechanics is a plugin called New Client Object Idea that was created by Hexy. Basically, you click this and it comes up with a combination of 2 client objects here, rope platform and combined with spinning world platform. So basically, I take a spinning platform and weld a rope platform below it. It'll make a spinning rope platform. It's very helpful, and overall it saves a ton of time with thinking of ideas. Okay, on the topic of creativity, Reuse of older mechanics. If you want your tower to have a higher chance of creativity, not only do you have to have some really good mechanics, but you also have to use them well in multiple times in different ways, or else it'll just seem gimmicky. Like, that's kind of why you don't really like Tower of insanely innovative ideas, because a lot of the time they introduce a mechanic and only use it once, which decreases the tower's enjoyability because it only uses it once, when rather you would like to see the mechanic multiple times. That is why stuff like Tower of Needing Basic Aptitude, or Tower of... wait, no, not Tower of Minor Agitation. Tower of Needing Basic Aptitude is a very good example. Number 6, and the final point, is music choice. If you want your tower to be enjoyable, you need to find a certain style that fits with the aesthetic of the tower. This will usually come in some kind of genre, which in this case, for this tower, is pretty, like, happy. There's Pokemon music, Mario Kart music, Super Mario Galaxy 2 music. And all the songs chosen from those games have had a similar style in kind of upbeat, which has allowed the tower to feel consistent in its music choice. If you don't really know what music to choose, well, ask people who might know about that genre a bit more. Who knows, you might find a really good song by just searching around, by searching up random things in the audio store. Another point is feedback. If you want your tower to be really good, you need to make sure that you get constant feedback from people. This will allow you to get different viewpoints on how the tower stands. This will sometimes take an example, showing you what parts are a bit harder than others, maybe showing you what looks a bit ugly, maybe finding some hidden Z fighting. Don't worry about Z fighting like this, it doesn't matter, it doesn't affect your view, because it's hidden. And overall, just make sure that you are getting as much feedback from as many people as possible, preferably people who actually have some building experience with passing towers. That's the entire tutorial for you. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope it really helps you progress as a tower builder, or maybe you just wanted to go back and check on what you needed to know. Anyway, thanks for watching.